Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lavelle Live. We are super excited to have everyone dialing in. I see the lines filling up. My name is Kelly Hoover, and you are in for such a treat tonight. I am so incredibly excited for, first off, the opportunity to be on and to have these amazing women on tonight, really truly sharing their stories with what the Thrive Experience has done for them. So welcome tonight. I love this new platform that we have to get to know each other a little bit more, sort of see and be able to share our stories with you. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. You are here to hear some great stories. So first off, we're going to kick off with what is the Thrive Experience. I'm going to introduce you to the 3 simple steps that we wake up and we take every single morning. And I love the simplicity of it. First thing in the morning when we wake up, we take 1 to 2 lifestyle capsules with water on an empty stomach. 20 to 40 minutes later, we drink our delicious lifestyle mix. I love all the flavors. The ladies will have to tell you what their favorite flavor is. I love them all, but right now I'm really loving chocolate. And then we put on our DFT, our wearable nutrition, dermafusion technology. And with these 3 simple steps, we are gaining energy. We are sleeping better. You're going to hear all the amazing things that each of these ladies are personally experiencing each and every day of their lives. And a lot of them have been thriving for a very short period of time. So I love that you're going to hear those stories. So take a few seconds and I want you to make sure that you are on our fan page. So you're on Facebook, right? So make sure that you like Lavelle, L-E-V-E-L, fan page on Facebook. Go over to Instagram and make sure you follow our Instagram and our YouTube. Why am I telling you about these? Because you're going to hear some great stories tonight, and I guarantee you that 1, 2, or 3 of these things are going to resonate with you. But here's the other thing that you're going to want. You're going to want to follow some other stories. You're going to want to follow and learn what this product is doing to impact people's lives. So make sure that you hop over and follow those 3 social media outlets so you can keep up with all the new products and all the new life-changing stories that come out each and every day. So first off, we're going to kick it off. I am going to toss it over. It says Becky, but her name is really Tish. And I love Tish's story. She is a mom. She is a Gigi. I am going to let her introduce herself fully and tell you a little bit about what the product has done for her.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Kelly, for having me on here to share my Thrive experience. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for all of you who have joined us tonight. It's incredible to hear the different stories. Everybody has a different one. So yes, my name is Tish, and I am a mom of 3 and a Gigi. And my Thrive experience started, well, actually it started before I was on Thrive, because 2 years ago, my youngest son went off to college out of state. So that left my husband and I as empty nesters. And all of a sudden, after 20 years of taking care of my family, it was just all about me. And at that point, I felt like I could sleep forever. Like I could go to sleep and stay asleep for days. I was that exhausted. So I'm still working. So I would go to work and come home exhausted. So even though I was eating healthy and running and exercising, I didn't feel healthy. I felt lethargic, depressed almost. And I'm like, I feel old. I really feel old. And I didn't like that feeling at all. So I went on a mission to find what would help me. And I had a lot of different products that I tried and studied a lot of things and looked into a lot of things. And it wasn't until I met Kelly and she introduced me to Thrive and the awesome 3 steps that you do first thing in the morning that she described. So I said, sure, let's try it. I've done pretty much everything else. So I got my 30-day pack. I was so excited. I was just like giddy. I couldn't wait for the next morning so I could start taking it. So the first day, I did everything, and I swear, within like a half hour, I was like, oh yes, this is great. I feel awesome. And then I'm like, oh wait, is this in my head? Wait, this might be in my head. So, but I was still like, bebopping around and everything, just thought, oh, this is great. And amazingly, I've been drinking Diet Pepsi, had been drinking Diet Pepsi like a lot, like big bottles, like maybe 4 or 5 a day. And I didn't even feel like I wanted any. I'm like, okay, this is really weird now. So by day 3, I was still feeling it. I still had the energy. I did not crave the diet drinks at all. And I noticed that my appetite had changed. And at first I thought again that that was all in my mind. So I kept going. By day 10, I know for sure that it was not in my mind. I definitely felt much more positive. And it's a hard thing to explain, but it's like all of a sudden you think more clear and you're more positive about things and you handle things a little bit differently than you did before. And the energy was consistent, and the appetite suppressant, that was great. So even though I wasn't on it to lose weight, I still ended up losing a little bit of weight, which was fine with me. You know, that's no problem. But it gave me the motivation to continue wanting to work out. And that, you know, it used to be drag myself to the gym or go run or whatever. But now I was like, okay, I'm excited to do that. So, and what I realized was, as this was happening, I felt younger. I felt younger than I had in so many years. And I'm convinced, even months later, that I'm still taking it, that I am aging backwards. So that is how I feel about it. I mean, I totally feel younger than I've felt in many, many years. So it's totally awesome. I won't do that.
I love it. I love it. I mean, who doesn't want to feel younger, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your age is. We all want to feel more youthful in life, right? So it's been so fun watching your journey and just, you know, watching your confidence and just everything in your life. Just the smile is so contagious. So
Yeah.
thank you for being on. The next person that's going to share with us tonight is Sam, and I'm so excited for her to be able to share. She is a thriving customer and loving her experience, and so she's been thriving for almost 3 weeks. So I want you to hear the impact that the Thrive experience has had on Sam in a short period of time.
Hey y'all, so like Kelly said, I am a customer, and my journey started a little different than most because I reached out to Kelly because we connected in a group on Facebook, and I said, I want something that's going to help my body build its immune system, because I'm a nurse, I'm a single mama, and I can't afford to get sick. And I was so worried with the virus that hit that I was like, well, I need to make sure that I am feeding my body with the healthiest stuff possible so I can actually, make sure that I'm giving everything I can to help my immune system. So, and I also was not sleeping. And I said, is there anything that can help me sleep? And she did recommend another product called Rest. And that's how I started into Thrive. Had another program. I loved it. I was doing fine. And then the first night after I took my rest, I slept almost completely through the night. And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, so that stuff might actually work. And then the longer I used it, just those 2 products, the more I was sleeping, the better I felt. So I reached out to her again and said, okay, what else do you do? And then she helped me get started. And day 1 was rough, to say the least. It didn't go, I thought it was gonna be fine because I was already eating pretty clean. I just did a sugar detox. I'm like, I'm great, I'm gonna go all in. And the first day was rough. I had a headache, I was just tired, and I'm like, I didn't expect that quite to happen. And I was constantly in the bathroom. So I reached back out to her the next day and said, what's going on? And she said, some people do experience, the fatigue and the stuff the first couple days. So I'm like, okay. So I kept doing it. And when I noticed the shift was day 4, because I worked a 12-hour shift and I didn't need a coffee pick me up in the afternoon. And that's when I started to believe that this was actually working. It is actually worth my time to continue to do it. And I am on week 3, and I just worked 3 in a row, and I still got out of bed at 8:40 this morning with my alarm. Like, I did not hit snooze. And I just feel like I have the energy and motivation to actually do things now. And that is amazing because my son is so happy with me. not laying on the couch watching Netflix anymore.
I love that. I love it. And I love your honesty, because the reality is sometimes day one, people don't feel anything, you know, but you held in there and you're like, this is great. And to be able to get through nursing shifts, and 3 of them that long as you work, and to come out of 3 of them right now and to feel great, it's just amazing the impact that this product can have on someone who was already doing really healthy things before, right? So it just goes to show you that the Thrive experience is very different, and the absorption of the products is so different. So thanks for being on tonight. Love having you here. Next up is Becky. Yes, that is her name, even though there are 2. I love Becky's story. Becky, it has been so cool to watch your journey, and you just truly blossom and come out of your shell, I guess is a really cool way to put it. But Becky is a school teacher. And so we all know you may be a school teacher, but if you're not, you know a ton of school teachers. And I guarantee you, you wish they were all thriving right now. So Becky, I'm going to toss it over to you and share a little bit about your story.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having me on. This is such an honor just to share. I love to share my story. I'm just going to give you a short blurb. I found Thrive in November, but when I found Thrive, I was a struggling teacher. I was feeling very ineffective, and I was feeling ineffective in all areas of my life. And I had hit rock bottom in 2018. I spent more time in the hospital than I did in my classroom, and it was a breaking point for me. Just because I was not well. I had been shoving things in the closet for so many years of dealing with the passing of my mom, and just putting on that face of survival and trying to get through every day. I had a great friend who's sharing on the panel with me tonight, which is an honor to be with her as well, that I had been working with on some things, and she reached out to me and she was like, you need to try this. I was like, girl, there's no way I can do it in October. It's crazy. So I did in November, and when the box came, I started the next day. November 19th was my first day thriving. And I remember it specifically. I took my 3 steps, and I did it just like we talked about. And I said, okay, I'm going to try this one last thing one time. I'm trying one more thing. Just, this is it, one more. And that's it. And then I'm done. I give, because I'm not budging. Things are not getting better. And it was amazing for me how easy the 3 steps were. I had my capsules by the bedside. I took them first thing when I got up in the morning, followed it with my shake and my patch. And, you know, yeah, I felt a little bit, and I was like, nah, there ain't no way, because I'm total skeptic. And I was looking to be able to say, no, I told you this wasn't going to work, because nothing else had. And so I'm just going to keep going and seeing how it does for me. So day 3, I noticed more of a focused energy, and not just a focused energy, but more of like the mental fog was starting to clear and lift a little bit. And I kind of think about it as in like oxygen was being applied to my brain. And I was like, there is no way this is happening. This is all in my head. And I was like, yeah, no. I'm like, I'm just going to keep going just to prove that this is not going to work for me, just because that's me. And if you've ever been in the classroom, or you know of teachers in the classroom, you know that time between Thanksgiving time-ish to Christmas time is very busy, very hectic, lots of assessments and that type of thing. And it's hard to enjoy the gentle spirits of all of those little people in your classroom. They're excited, they're ready for Christmas, that type of thing. By day 10, I realized that I was like, you know what? I totally just felt that whole moment. I felt their excitement. I felt, I for the longest time, it had been almost a numb feeling for me. Just because there was so much to do and just got to get it done. I felt the little laughters. I felt the excitement of Santa Claus coming. I felt the excitement of them being so excited for Christmas. And I was still able to get all of my other assessments and stuff done. And I found myself saying, man, I didn't get that done today. And I wanted to do that too. Like I wanted to get that for them to have that experience and for them to be able to have that for Christmas done. I heard myself in my head thinking that because I was hearing all the other teachers around me, like they're counting down the days of Christmas break. And I'm like, oh man, like I need like 3 more days. Like I just need 3 more days because we've got so much cool stuff to do. And that is when I noticed I was more active. I was sleeping better. I was coming home and fixing meals for my family, which I had not been doing, which I'm ashamed to say that, but I had not been doing that. I had worn this great face for a long time, but at home, it wasn't what you would see in public. I was not the nicest person, but I knew then that that was something I'm not going to live without. I'm not going to live without that feeling that Thrive gives me. Opened up that mental ability, my nutritional gaps got filled, and my mental state started to heal. And I just want everybody to have the chance to feel as good as I do. I mean,
I love that. I love it. And I've
Thanks.
seen it. And I also love what you said in the beginning about I've tried so much. I'm going to give it one last shot. Like, what if this is the product that changes my life? Like, and I felt that as well. So I can so relate to that. So a true skeptic, right?
Yes.
So thank you, Becky. I love your story. And Becky, number 3, but really her name is Alexa, is going to share next. And I have to tell you, if you are listening and you are a skeptic, I've met a lot of skeptics. I was one myself, but I have to introduce Alexa and say that she was probably one of the biggest skeptics for good reason. She is a personal trainer. She has been in personal fitness and competed. She has a very successful online personal training company. She had reason to be skeptic, and she was. She will tell you she avoided us for quite some time, but eventually we did not win her over. The Thrive experience won her over when she put it in her body and had her own testimony. So Alexa, I'm going to toss it over to you and share a little bit about your story.
Thanks, Kelly. So as Kelly said, I was a huge skeptic. My background is in fitness and as well as a nurse practitioner. So I've kind of been approached by tons of different companies about their products. So when I first met Kelly, I was like, okay, no, I'm not going to try anything else. I'm not going to promote anything else because they're kind of all the same. Well, I did finally, I did avoid her for a long time, but I finally was like, okay, I'll just listen. So when she told me a little bit about the product, when she got to the third step, the facts that it was a patch really did pique my interest. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just listen, but I'm not going to try it yet. I'm just going to listen. So a few more weeks went by, and I decided, why not? Just give it a shot. So total skeptic, did not think it would work at all. Day 1, I noticed, even though I did not follow the directions, big surprise, it was super simple. Wasn't like things I've tried in the past where you had to remember things throughout the day, do things fasting, do things with food. And that's what I really loved about it. Day 1, it was easy. No remembering steps throughout the day. Fast forward to day 3, I started feeling a lot more motivation and kind of better mindset, because I think that people automatically assume, because that's my industry, that I automatically wake up ready to go, ready to work out, ready to eat healthy. And that's not always the case. So I'd gotten in a kind of slump myself during that time frame with not really wanting to get up and work out like I had before. So I noticed that, but I thought it was in my head. And I talked to Kelly that day, and I was like, I feel a little more motivated, but I just kind of think that's in my head. So she listened to me. And fast forward to day 10, I was completely convinced. Way more energy, much more focused, better mindset. And I wanted to actually get up and move my body, and eat healthier, and just the main thing I noticed was more motivation. So super convinced. So I started introducing it to my clients, and that's actually how Becky and I both started using it as well. Because I was like, this is doing this for me. What if my clients, my friends, had more energy, had better mindset, just an overall better sense of well-being. So super glad that Kelly was persistent with me and didn't give up on me, because I'm absolutely loving my Thrive experience for sure. So thanks for having me, Kelly.
You're welcome. And I love all of y'all's stories. They're all so different and so unique, but the one thing that is in common is that you had to start with trusting one person, and you had to start with putting the product in your body and taking it, right? There isn't anything that any of us can say to convince anyone of how great the product is. The product is going to do it itself, but you have to put it in your body. You have to take the Thrive experience to see what it's going to do for you. You may be like Becky and say, this is my last resort. I've tried everything and nothing has worked. You haven't tried the Thrive experience. You haven't experienced it for yourself. So if you are that person, whoever shared this video, whoever invited you, make sure that you get back with them and let them know, I'm ready to experience Thrive. I want to see what these 3 simple steps will do for me. Because here's the cool part. It is free to have an account at Lavelle. You can have a free login. You get a free website. You can even thrive for free. All of our happy customers refer 2 people. They purchase the Thrive experience, and then they get their product for free. I mean, that is unbelievable, you guys, and it's because the product works. And you look around your life, you know people who are tired. You know people who have discomforts. You know people who need to sleep better, right? It is like probably 9 out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 adults walking or you see online. It's just the reality of the way life is right now. Why not share your story? Why not start your story? You could be changing someone else's life. So as a customer, refer 2 people, you thrive for free. What if you know more than 2 people, which you probably do, that you want to help feel better? You want to share your story. Well, you can become a free Lavelle brand promoter. Yes, I said free because there is no sign-up fee. There's no joining fee. There's no website fee. There's no inventory that you have to keep stocked. There's no package that you have to purchase. So that is incredible. And the reason I love what our owners say, the reason for that is because the product is that good. You do not need to pay to be a part of the company. And that is how confident they are, and that is how confident we are that the Thrive experience is going to impact your life. So the business potential, if it is something that you are interested in, you can earn up to $660 in personal bonuses in your first 2 weeks with your free business. So if that is something that you are intrigued about, that is something that interests you more, please get back with the person who invited you to listen to this live or listen to the recording and ask them, because here is what I will leave you with. You deserve it. You deserve to show up every day to feel your best. And I know sometimes as a mom of 2, I didn't always personally feel that way. I always put my children or my friends or my job or everyone else first, right? Especially as a mom. There was always that mom guilt, no time for me. Well, something small that you can do for yourself, it will give to yourself, but it will also give to everyone else around you. It will give back to your family. It will give back to your job, because why? You'll be showing up feeling your best. It's just the truth. So do something for yourself and get started on the Thrive experience. If you are already thriving, share your story with other people. People need to hear your story. So I want to thank all of our guests tonight for hopping on and for joining. You guys are incredible. I am so grateful that you shared your story with so many people tonight. And we will see you guys on another Lavelle Live. Have a great evening.